Hello, my friends. How are you? I hope that you're persevering. I hope that you're being strong. A lot is happening. Don't believe anything that you see on TV. The reality is different. War is real. Who caused it? Who created it? That's up for discussion. Who wanted it? It's up for discussion. It is about 3:30 in the morning on Sunday. The first week of March 2022. I'm outside and I thought I'd reach out to you. You've probably been wondering, where the heck is he? I dislocated my shoulder and I have been in absolute agony. I just had an MRI. Man, I fell. I fell hard and dislocated my shoulder. And I was alone. And my shoulder was hanging down, like several inches down. And I put that thing back in place myself. Yeah, it was horrible. And a cop just went by. Let's see if he stops and comes back. I put this thing back in place myself. And you're talking about agony. Anyway, I was able to get my wife on the phone. And she was able to come get me. But man, you're talking about pass out. Anyway, I've been dealing with that. Dealing with so much. My life has been turned upside down. Not kind of. It's just different. Everything's different. Everything is different. Those of you who have ordered Tiger X and Spasm Free, you know you have to wait. I can't make anything. I can't do anything with my arm. I just had my MRI, which I'm very claustrophobic. I had to do the open one, right? And it's still dislocated, and I will see a specialist tomorrow. But my gosh, man, the worst. So, I have so many things to talk to you about. Don't believe anything that you hear. Don't believe anything. Don't believe anything. We'll come back to this. But check this out. I want you to see something that is very significant. Man, I am reading through the Bible. But I'm doing it the way I do it, how I master books. And my gosh, because of the way we have studied the book of Revelation, it's the Old Testament, folks. And I'm going to show you something. You see what's happening right now, right? You see what's happening. I can't mention things. I can't talk about things, right? Don't believe any of this stuff. This is crazy. We're not going to get into it yet. So this is 1 Chronicles 9. Actually, chapter 10. I'm looking at the top. It's chapter 10. And I'm just going to show you some things that's absolutely nuts. Now the Philistines fought against Israel, and the men of Israel fled before the Philistines and fell slain on Mount Gilboa. The Philistines closely pursued Saul and his sons, and the Philistines struck down Jonathan, Abinadab, and Melchishua, the sons of Saul. It's like dark out here, and I'm reading with my glasses, so I apologize. The battle became heavy against Saul. The archers overtook him, and he was wounded by the archers. Then Saul said to his armor-bearer, "Draw your sword and thrust me through with it. Otherwise, these uncircumcised will come and abuse me." What he really means is they're going to torture the shit out of me. Please, kill me. Please, I'm begging you. That's what he's saying. But his armor-bearer would not, for he was greatly afraid. Therefore Saul took his sword and fell on it. He's scared to death. He's like, man, you gotta kill me. They're gonna do crazy stuff to me, please. And then this armor-bearer, young kid probably, scared to death, says, oh crap, if he did this, they're going to do all kind of crazy stuff to me. When his armor-bearer saw that Saul was dead, he likewise fell on his sword and died. Why'd they do it? Because of this. Thus Saul died with his 3 sons, and all those of his house died together. They knew. When all the men of Israel who were in the valley saw that they had fled, and that Saul's sons were dead, they forsook their cities and fled. They were scared. Why? And the Philistines came and lived in their place, right? Lived in them. And it came about the next day, when the Philistines came to strip the slain, that they found Saul and his sons fallen on Mount Gilboa. So they stripped him and took his head and his armor and sent messengers around the land of the Philistines to carry the good news to their God, to their idols, and to their people. The good news, the gospel, to send the gospel that Saul is dead, right? So listen, they put his armor in the house of their gods and fastened his head in the house of Dagon. Dagon. Remember this? Remember this? Check this out. Revelation chapter 13. The beast from the sea and the dragon stood on the sand of the seashore. Then I saw a beast coming up out of the sea, having 10 horns and 7 heads, and on his horns were 10 diadems, and on his head were blasphemous names. Right? Dagon is the fish god, right? Let's see if I can move this. Hold on. Dagon is the fish god. See? Well, check this out. See this? Watch. Dagon. You know, this is the Vesica. Their headdress, watch. I'm looking for this. See that headdress? right here, on the left right here. See it? The headdress, that right there. Hold on, I know it's going to make you sick. Right there, look at it. See that? His headdress. His headdress. We'll just get to it. That's what that is. Anyway, this beast coming up out of the sea, Russian Orthodox Catholic Church. Think about that. Think about that. That this beast is coming up out of the sea, and remember the dragon's on the seashore, and the dragon is controlling it. It doesn't mean that they're all on the same side. Remember the G7? Remember the G7 is now the 10. This 7-headed beast has 10 horns, and the 10 horns have crowns on them. These are 10 kings or 10 rulers. And this beast is this whole media-driven thing that is designed to move the world to a one system, that we're going to bankrupt the world. We're going to drive the cost of wheat through the roof. Futures are going nuts right now. Remember that a loaf of bread, according to the book of Revelation, will be a day's wages, like $80 back then. If that, but even that, you could just say it means it's going to be a lot of money. That's all. That's all it means. So, folks, I can't come on. I got to make a living and support my family. And now, man, it's so screwed up with my shoulder, my right arm, my right shoulder. I'm having to reinvent everything. Reinvent everything. I had to go back to being an insurance adjuster, and that's what I do. So there's no need to give to what I'm doing any longer. So you don't need to do that. I'm not asking you for that. But I'm telling you, I hope that you're persevering. And I hope that you're in God's Word. See where we are. This is who's behind all this. Bottom line. We're in the end. And according to everything that we've studied and looked at, we might be in the last 3.5 years where it's supposed to be horrible. Hold on to your britches. I'll see you again soon. I'll come on live. Bye.